Subscribe our channel. Stay till the end of the stories for more twist and turn. Comment us about what kind of stories you like to hear. Help leaving gaslighting cheating, father, 27 male, of my, 29 female, child. I totally assume responsibility for my poor choices and choosing to start a family with a gaslighting cheater, but I simply cannot cope anymore and the situation is really bringing me down. Honesty and loyalty are absolutely the most important things to me, and I do not believe a word he says to me anymore. The different versions of events have made it hard, impossible to forgive him because I don't believe he is capable of telling me the truth even though I have heard it from the other woman's mouth. This all happened a few years ago and I have tried to keep a lid on it, but I feel traumatized and can't move on. I don't feel the best version of myself as I can't trust him and ask him questions over and over. I hate that I have become this angry version of myself. I feel immense sadness often. I try and swallow these feelings every day and think about giving my child the best possible life. I am currently financially dependent on him as I'm caring for our toddler, but I do have qualifications. I love being able to spend time with my son and would be devastated to miss out on his first years. I'm living in my partner's country and if we split up I would be totally on my own, barely scraping a living. He has also said multiple times that if we split up he will ruin my life. He is an amazing father and has wonderful traits, gaslighting, lying and past cheating aside, so I don't want to misrepresent him, but it is horrible thinking this may be forever. Could you please give me genuine, practical tips on how to lie in this grave I've dug for myself, or how to get out in the best way that wouldn't harm my son? I want us all to be happy and I'm so far from happiness I want to cry. I'm not an expert, but I do have a few practical suggestions. Get your documents together, and keep them ready at hand in a place he won't immediately look: passport, son's birth certificate, etc. If you have any access to money, even if it's a few dollars left over from buying groceries, hold on to it, and keep it with your documents or open an account that's just in your name. Reach out to friends and family you trust, whether they are in your home country or somewhere else. If you've lost contact, just start by saying hello. If you're in close contact already, tell them what's going on and ask for their help in making a plan. Can you and your son go visit? Can you go visit and never come back? Reach out even if it's embarrassing to admit what's happened, or if you know they'll say, "I told you so." People who care about you will still want to help. Other people have good suggestions on looking for local resources. Do that. This is not your fault. No one is their best self when they're living with someone who lies to them and gaslights them, and threatens to ruin their life if they ever leave. Even if you made a mistake in choosing him as a partner, you don't have to spend the rest of your life being punished for that. No one deserves to be treated this way. Where are you from? What country? Do you have any friends that can help? Any church, organization, support groups near in your area? You have to make smart plans for your exit strategy. You are somewhat trapped and there are logistics to deal with. Finding some resources for yourself, friends, social services, etc. is a good place to start. There's nothing you can say that will defend him or excuse the fact that he straight up told you that if you leave he will ruin your life. This is not healthy. Do you know enough about the legal system in the country you're in, custody laws, the process, etc.? Because I think you should start learning about that too. Why are you so certain you would have to give up your child? My 33 female sister, 22 female, makes my husband, 37 male, uncomfortable in our own home, and my mom is insisting she brings her again next visit. My little sister has come for a visit twice. She lives in a different state with my mom. The first time she came she was 17 and stayed with us. She was very physically loving, hugging, cheek kisses, etc. Not only to me but also to my husband. I thought, she's just happy to see us since it's been so long. On the second visit, she was about 20, and came with my mom and my mom's boyfriend. They brought an RV and was supposed to stay in that as my older sister was here already and we had a small place. On this visit, she would get high and be very handsy with my husband. He never gets it when a woman is hitting on him, not even when we first met and I was openly flirting, haha. She would also sit on his lap and give him hugs while pushing her breast towards his face during it. This made him nudge her away and get up. She would talk about sex as well as complaining and making herself seem like a helpless victim. My husband is extremely sweet and caring, so he would try and help her and talk to her about everything to help. She latched onto him and was texting him almost constantly but never texted me except to ask for money, make me feel bad for her. She invited herself to stay at our place instead of in the RV and would insist on sleeping in our room since there wasn't a lot of space until she realized my husband was sleeping in the living room and then said she would sleep on the couch with him since it was so big. That didn't happen but she sure tried. We did a pedicure and my husband took a picture of them from above for us. I looked over and noticed she was pulling her shirt down to show more cleavage and squeezing her arms together, then looked up at him expectantly to see if he was looking. Later on this visit she got extremely drunk and started crying and saying her life is horrible, her dad assaulted her, she is my half-sis, she has been treated unfairly, etc. I felt terrible hearing of this, but she has constantly lied in the past to get attention, so we were not sure if it was real. She got angry and stormed off down our very quiet neighborhood screaming, "Nobody loves me." My husband went after her and tried to talk her down a few times but came back and said, "I can't do anything, she just keeps trying to grab me for a hug." That night went on and on with her screaming at anyone who tried to talk to her except my husband. I asked my mom what's going on and my mom confesses that my little sister has been jealous of my life. She is unhappy that I am so happy and wants to be where I am. It's upsetting she feels this way, but her behavior is absolutely inappropriate. Once my husband found this out, he became extremely uncomfortable and wanted her to leave. They left the next day, but my little sister never apologized. Now we bought a bigger house that has extra rooms and my mom is insisting she bring my little sister for a visit during the holidays. My husband and I have made it clear, she is no longer welcome to stay in our house. She is unstable and still acts like a child. I really don't know what to do because my mom is getting much older and this might be one of the last times I see her. Our relationship was rocky when I was younger due to addiction, but she is finally doing well, so I would love to have time with just her. All my mom keeps saying is it'll be fine, she's learned a lot since then and will be fine. Unfortunately, I have my little sister on Facebook and can tell she hasn't changed, nor has she ever apologized for her insanely inappropriate actions. My child, 10, witnessed all this and doesn't like her, saying she is mean and fake. My husband said he and my child cannot be here if she stays here. Am I overreacting being this upset? Any advice on what I can do, say? Thanks for reading. Sorry so long. Tell your mom, with examples you can pull from online, that your sister has in fact not learned a lot. Tell her in no uncertain terms that while you would love to see her and spend time with her, your sister is not welcome in or around your home. It might sound a bit heartless, but someone not being long for this world doesn't give them a free pass to disrespect and violate your boundaries. Thank you. I agree that stuff happening in your life doesn't mean trying to destroy someone else's. Sad thing is we had similar upbringing, having the same mom, but you can get through it. If your mom insists on coming with a sister and you really want to see your mom, tell your husband and daughter to stay at a hotel/friend's house, his parents' house, etc. Your sister will probably be disappointed that hubby isn't there, get bored, and be ready to go back home soon. Her mother was an addict and she claims her father abused her? To be completely honest, she sounds like she's a victim of the system she grew up in. Especially given that her described behavior is in line with a child that's been abused. But that said, she shouldn't be allowed over. No matter why she behaves this way, she still does. And your responsibility is to your family and their well-being. I would say no due to that angle alone and let the pieces fall where they may. She may be in a hard spot in life, but you can't sacrifice your family for her sake. Oh yeah, I was abused badly and for the longest time, until about 30 really, I acted similar to the younger sister. Not as bad, but you get this idea about your worth and sexuality all mixed up. I used to actively try to get other people's boyfriends, partners, and tie self-worth to it. I figured out how toxic I was being and got help, but she is still so young this behavior could continue for years, or even forever if she never admits her wrongdoing. Even if she was abused, it's still not okay for her to act like that, and she needs to face the consequences, not being allowed in your house. I'm so sorry you're dealing with this. This must have been so uncomfortable in the moment and take time for you and your husband to work through. That being said, I think your mom is being put in a tough position between your sister and you and is trying to downplay the past. You're not overreacting at all and you have every right to set boundaries for yourself and your family. I have a very difficult relationship with one of my sisters as well and it does cause issues when dealing with other family members, but keeping space between us is the right thing for myself as she's not a stable or healthy person. With a family of your own now, these tough situations become more complicated. Is it worth trying one more time to convince your mom? If she still doesn't agree to come without your sister, could you suggest a different time for you all to get together? Maybe you can go visit her and leave your husband and child out of it. It seems like you live far enough apart that visits aren't the easiest things to plan, but perhaps making the effort to protect yourself and your family is worth it in the long run. Hoping you can come to a compromise that doesn't put your family in an uncomfortable situation. All the best. Thanks so much for the reply, smile. Unfortunately, since we just bought a house, I don't have the income, vacation days to go visit, but will definitely try as soon as I can since this is a great idea. Thanks for listening so far. If story have update we will post here. Like and subscribe to our channel for upcoming stories.